probably the most important thing to me.
Tell me, Ryan. I'm ready.
Haley is Christian, and when we started dating, I was not. I was atheist, cynical atheist. Even. Whenever I would talk to Christians, I was always very like questioning their beliefs. I started dating Haley, and I would ask her questions like that, like very hard questions, and I wanted to really challenge her because like I loved her so much. I didn't want her to like have this like false view of reality. Conversation after conversation, she was like very gracious with me, and she answered questions fairly logically. Like I would always like look up debates and like find.
You would try to debate her. You're like, I'm gonna slam dunk on you.
And I would like what I realized though is my heart yearned for an answer. Like I realized it all came from a place of like non-closure with my grandma. Like I just really want to know. This basically culminated to this day, July 4th, 2020. This is when my YouTube channel was doing very well. I had almost 2 million subscribers. I was making more money than I ever dreamed of. I was giving it all I had, and I received everything I thought I wanted. And so on July 4th, 2020, I was with Haley. We were watching the fireworks, and I started weeping. Like I started sobbing my eyes out. And I realized it's because I felt like I hadn't felt anything for like 3 weeks. This was my finish line. All my identity is in this, and I feel nothing. Fireworks are representative of like celebration, you know? And it was like a crazy juxtaposition of like, I should be celebrating right now. I love this girl that I'm with. I have everything I've ever wanted. Why do I feel empty? And it was crazy, dude. And I realized like, I need to go on like a spiritual pursuit. I started taking a lot less cynical approach towards asking questions, just starting to pray and starting to ask myself, like, what do I believe? And ultimately I did land on Jesus. And I started, you know, developing a relationship with God. I can't believe I'm saying that, bro, because I literally would have absolutely clowned on myself 3 years ago. Whenever I started looking at who Jesus was and like even the things he said and like the things he taught, I realized like, wow, this is so loving. And if I can potentially have a relationship with him, I'm just gonna try. And now it is my source of joy. Like it is my source of love. It is my source of everything. Because I have that, I can go out into the world and do onto others like what I feel like I already have. It's real. Like I can't lie about who I am. And like I can't lie about where I get the source of joy, positivity. Because it's actually such a disservice to, you know, people that watch.
In the past, I would have heard someone say something like, I found Jesus, I found this new way of viewing the world through these beliefs of giving and love and all these things. And I would have been like, cringy, that's totally, I like delusional. And I would have written you off, but I don't now because I've came to a similar conclusion just without the religion, without the Jesus. To me, I translate it through my own spiritual beliefs and what I hear is kind of like the way that I view the world, which is I was able to find that I always had the strength and energy within me to express that. I feel like you and I have gone down similar paths, yours with a label of Christianity, mine through my own personal spiritual beliefs. But now I kind of cringe on the past me that would immediately write people off for their beliefs.
I agree. I feel like it's so crazy the transformation that happens. Like when you go on like a spiritual pursuit, you just can't be the same person that you were before. And it's so cool that like so many people, you know, they find so many things. And I'm just so curious like how that's been for you. It's so awesome.
Frequently there was this part of me that would get defensive when someone would say something. There was this part of me that would get frustrated and angry about things. And I've realized that part of me, it never felt like it was me. It felt like it was this weird, like young version of me. In examining it, I realized that those defensive habits that I considered to be so innately me were actually things that I developed in my earlier childhood through what you would call traumas. This young, naive child that I used to be that I, in many ways, am nostalgic of. Not because of the era like I thought it was. It was because I didn't have all these layers of things built up of like, now I get frustrated about this type of thing. Now I get defensive about this type of thing. So now it's about identifying that those feelings are there, saying, wait, I feel this feeling. What is it? Oh, it's frustration, it's defensiveness. When was the first time I felt this? Once I'm able to acknowledge that and feel the feelings and allow myself to actually feel them, the new information that I intake is not being fed through that lens first.
Dude, that is so profound. Like trying to unwork those two is like such a beautiful path as well. And like being able to identify like, wait, that's that.
You have come to similar conclusions, it seems.
Totally,
through a different path. Yours was through Jesus, mine was through kind of this self-reflection, internal work.
I realized like, look around me and we put a lot of people, even like parent figures on a pedestal. And like, whenever you see their brokenness and you see like, you treated me unfairly, that is not right. We were able to identify that, but it hurts so bad. And so for me, it's actually been so crazy to realize that in my personal beliefs, like I feel like there's a God who loves me even in my brokenness and even loves like the people who have hurt me in their brokenness. I feel like I'm able to look at people differently. And even the people who have hurt me, I'm able to heal in a lot of ways. Like the traumas that I had through others hurting me, I feel like I'm able to heal in that, realizing that they're gonna fall short regardless. That's just like humans. It's human nature, you know? You learn so much about yourself. And it's crazy how we're just talking about YouTube videos like not long ago. Wait, I feel like we are in a freaking...
This is a different video.
I know, I feel like we're in a lounge bar just like drinking.
I know, I forgot the cameras.
I know, dude.
I guess like my mission statement for life is to make every moment that passes through me better because it did.
That's so sick.
I mean, I'm not always successful.
It's so beautiful and pure. Like your heart has an inclination to do that to the world. I think that's so cool.